I'm sorry that this is how we have gotten to meet each other or seen each other in a while. But just to make sure you know me, I'm Maggie. I am Steven's youngest daughter. Lucy is the oldest, of course. And so my dad was an amazing person, and as you can imagine, it has been hard to face the truth of everything going on. But I hope you know that throughout this speech you learned something new about him. I am 13 years old and going into year 8, but I was 12 when me and Lucy, dad died in the morning of May 18th. So, not to having your 13th birthday or any birthday on the 2-week mark of your dad's passing isn't that fun. So, my dad's death really made me realize a lot of things, like how much I really relied on him, and how much fun I had with him, and how much good times I really had with him, even though sometimes I could take it for granted. But what hurt the most, besides the obvious fact of everything, is the saying that he completed what he was meant to in life. And the reason that this hurt so much to me was because I felt that saying was right. I never knew how to picture what he would be like with me driving a car or graduating or getting older, any of it. And I could with everyone else though. And so that is weird even facing this because he has been there for me and Lucy for my entire life. My dad was very generous and kind and honest, funny and talented. He had all these amazing traits. And I'm mad that I haven't realized that until now. In fact, sometimes I got embarrassed because he was so generous and welcoming. I thought it would creep people out of it because he was so generous. And thinking more about it, it feels weird to say that he was an introvert because he was a huge introvert when it came to talking about himself because he did not like all that spotlight. Sometimes he would cringe whenever I told him something like in a Christmas card, like appreciation or any of that. And sometimes he would just move on and change the subject whenever I asked about his day. And when he asked about my day, I would go on for literal hours. Like, for the whole time we were eating dinner, and we were like out at CB's meetings or Coca-Colas or any of it. But he was an amazing listener and supporter. He worked himself really hard, and way too hard. And some days he would be falling asleep while I was talking about my day. I was never very sure if he was falling asleep because I was talking about my day, but I'm pretty sure it was just because he worked himself pretty hard. Because he did act interested, and he never wanted to go to bed, even no matter how late it was when I was talking about my day or Lucy's day, because he wanted to know that our day was okay and good. My dad was so many things, but my favorite trait about him was his playfulness. We did have our rough times and fights sometimes, but he was always there for me. He taught me so much, from placement of silverware to manners, from making me try new things to telling me random facts about the apps or random things. And he was so good at telling facts because he made it sound actually cool and not nerdy and weird. And just oh yeah, did you know this and did you know this? He actually made it good. And then so now I know where my love for storytelling and theater actually comes from. Because I've seen all these pictures of him. I've not seen any of these pictures of him because he didn't like to talk about himself. And so I never knew anything about his childhood because he just kind of kept it all in. But I did not know a lot about how he dressed up and everything. So it's cool to see him dressed up though. My dad was the best, but his playfulness was the best of the best, like I mentioned before. We built so much Legos, and for Christmas or just because, if it was a birthday or anything. And then we had so much meals that were cooked from scratch, even the pasta. In fact, we were making our own cookbook, but we forgot about it, and I'm remembering it this is the first time I've remembered it for the last 2 years, because I kind of forgot about it. And I think it's still in the basement somewhere. Maybe I don't know. All the desserts that were baked and eaten before they were completely finished, and all the abs games that were watched along with the theater performances. All the musicals and the plays and the jazz concerts that I used to not want to go to because they wasted a perfectly nice Sunday night, but now I miss them. The concerts that I went to with him, Ben Folds, King Gizzard, and Elizabeth Wizard, AC/DC, or the World Cup that we were supposed to watch in a couple of days, which was USA versus Australia. Obviously, we were rooting for Australia. But I have so many memories with him, and I'm so grateful for all of these, and that I could have my special little things with him. Me and my dad had so much in common. We loved Star Wars, and we had a lot of the same music taste. And we also loved dumplings, so we went to dumpling places, and there was so many memories of him at that. We went to at least 15 different places for that. And with all of the 3 of us, we went to all those hockey games that I mentioned before, or we loved playing hockey in the basement and ping pong. And I miss all those fun-filled dinners, and I'm sad that our last meal together was some weird soy sauce and ketchup HelloFresh meal. Because I tried to dress up how it didn't end up well, and I So, but at least we had some fun spending his last dinner with him. And I miss packing and unpacking to go from each house, no matter how much I used to hate it. I miss the scavenger hunts that I used to put on for me and Lucy for Easter and my birthday when I was younger. And I don't even know what I'm going to do for Christmas Eve, but I'm glad I had all those Christmas Eve memories. We always spent it with him and built all the Christmas Legos. And we had all these things, and when I was younger, my dad keeps all of his old phones, and one of the oldest one was a green phone. Then he got a new one when I was 8 or 9, but we kept that old phone for music and stuff. And then I was like 8 or 9, right? So I did this Christmas play, and when I was practicing, I dropped this huge nutcracker on the phone, and he still doesn't know that I was the one who broke it. And so it was sitting in the drawer for like at least until now. I actually found it like 2 weeks before everything, and then he was like, we should probably throw this away. I was like, yeah. It still works, but it was, you couldn't see anything. It was all like that, lit chain look thing. So, sorry about that. It can be hard for me during this time to remember all the good times that I had with him, not the bad times, specifically after everything. So one of the best time memories that I had with him was actually the Sunday before that Monday. We went to this hot pot place that he wanted to take me, and we tried hot pot for the first time. And he didn't know how to turn on his stove thing. And when he finally did, he put all the sauces in whatever, and then I was cooking an egg. And it was in there for 30 minutes. And then he was like, I think they're pre-cooked. And so he cracked it, and it went all over the table, and then everyone was staring at us. But it wasn't fully cracked, so he just put it in his soup, and it got everywhere. And then he just left as if nothing happened. I'm pretty sure everyone thought that was me, but it was not me. And I have so much more memories of him and me, even if it's something as small as that. My dad always made me go out of my comfort zone, and no one really wants to go out of their comfort zone because it's their comfort zone. But he introduced me to so many things that I would have never known that I might like. And one thing that is kind of a memory that some people have been asking about is how he got his nickname Daddy Panda. I haven't called him that in a few years, but when we were younger, me and Lucy and my dad shared a love for pandas when I was 5 or something. And he would refer to me as Little Panda whenever he saw me, and then Lucy as Big Panda. And we kept this going on, and eventually he became Daddy Panda. The name has always stuck, so I will always remember him by that, and it got to a point where our basement has pictures of pandas now, so that's fun. And I would also like to tell my dad that I miss him. I miss you. You were someone who I was really close to, and I hope that you can be here by my side, giving me signs hopefully every day. I hope that you know that just because you aren't here physically next to me right now, doesn't mean that you can't be here next to me still, and a lot of other people in your ghost or spirit version. I miss you so much. He was way too young to die, as we all know, but I know for a fact that he will be by my side and your guys' side when he is ready.